Welcome on campus at Bryant University for the start of the NCLL season. Opening day for the Bulldogs as they welcome in the Providence College Friars for their opening matchup of the season. I'm Charlie Adams on play-by-play with Larry In doing the camera work for this matchup scheduled to start at 2 p.m. between two Rhode Island clubs in the Friars and the Bulldogs. This game is sure to bring it all, and we're excited to bring it to you on the Fans Only Sports Network. Thank you to everyone tuned in, watching. As you can see, both teams huddled up pregame, ready to get going. What a beautiful facility and what a beautiful day it is on this Sunday afternoon, gearing up for game action. The Bulldogs and the Friars. The Bulldogs lost a lot of seniors after last year's campaign. They're looking to continue momentum and continue building up. For the Friars, they're champions, at least in years past. In their second year of the program, they were the NCLL champions, and they're looking to get back to that way. And it all starts here, opening day, live from Bryant University. Here at Bryant Stadium, a beautiful venue, brand new field with brand new facilities all around. Will play host to the RIFC, a brand new football club or soccer club that's starting up shortly. Their home opener coming up in mid-March. Exciting times for Rhode Islanders, exciting times for the campus life at Bryant University. And there's a good crowd packed in here today, ready to take on some club lacrosse action as the Bryant Bulldogs are on your right of the screen wearing brown, with the Friars in the white jerseys on the left. As the opening faceoff gets us underway, quickly scooping it up is Steve Grochia for the Friars. Friars move it along midfield and find it back to Jack O'Leary. O'Leary cradles to the corner. Now out to the wing, handled by Teddy Lucier. Swung along. Back into the corner with Lucier. Moving a big collision. Jars the ball loose and it will roll out of bounds behind the goal. Saw that big hit, and now the Friars with possession. Moving from the corner over to the wing. Now back up top with Will Drew. Drew moving inside, loses possession there. Scooped up by the Bulldogs. Bulldogs pass, incomplete, bounces off, and now an inside chance, the scoring attempt. No good, flag on the play. You saw the referee behind the goal throw the laundry with the whistle. We'll have a stoppage here. No clock being kept on the scoreboard. We'll do our best to keep you on track on our end. And the Bulldogs are a man down here as we resume action. Back underway. Bulldogs a man down, and the Friars coming close, hitting iron, and it bounces up into the air. Out of bounds, a good look from close range. We're back underway with the corner pass up to the wing and a shot taken, missing to the left off the stick of Will Sousa. Went wide and we're back underway. Friars continuing as no longer a man down are the Bulldogs. Successfully staving off that first man-up advantage that the Friars had as that pass goes over the head, out of bounds. Bulldogs take over possession. Again, just a reminder, we don't have a clock on the field, or at least on the scoreboard. We are doing our best on our end to keep you in line with the game action, as the Bulldogs now with their first chance in the attacking zone, as Liam Sullivan carries it around and moves it now over to the wing. Making a move, spinning around, it's taken away by the Friars. Providence now working their way towards midfield, scooped up there by Connor McGowan. And the Friars, a shuffle move, loses possession as McGovern now taken down to the turf. Possession changes and it'll be Bryant ball. Back to the goalie. Bryant sends it up to midfield. Taken away by P.J. Cronin of the Providence College Friars, and Providence is back on the attack. Oh. Now the Friars on the attack. Moving it slowly at the top with Owen Shelley. Will Sousa receives and now scooped up. The Bulldogs in the white pick it up in their own end. Forced into the corner looking for a man. Now behind the goal, Bryant able to move it up the near side of the field with Billy Gardner. Billy Gardner wearing number 0 for the Bulldogs. There's a whistle. The offsides switches possession for the Friars. PC in the black jerseys with the white numbers hold the ball near midfield. Now charging in, making the pass to the wing. Jake Sherman, one of the stars of the Friars, goes in, whips one across, just barely missing the mark. Thank you to everyone tuned in, watching the Fans Only Sports Network live or on demand, as a shuffle, a shot, and a score. The Friars strike first with Will Sousa getting it across, and they have the lead. It's 1-0. Face off back at center field, right on top of the logo of Tupper, the Bryant mascot, following the goal, our first of the game, scored by Providence. Pretty short drive up from Providence to Bryant over in Smithfield, Rhode Island. A light 20 minutes on a beautiful day, as Providence looking to double down on their scoring efforts. Find it at the wing, and moving around with it is Chris Nicholas. Nicholas passed along, and the Friars continue to inch forward, moving it over to Tommy Condon. Condon with the red helmet, differentiating from his teammates, as that shot sent in hard but saved by the goaltender for Bryant, Ethan Hall. Hall passes to midfield, and up the field goes Harry Filowski, a senior midfielder for this Lacrosse club team. Bryant has put together, and now behind the goal, Joseph Barwood, a freshman for Bryant, gives it away. The Bulldogs now defending in the attacking zone. Good work by the goalie for the Friars to move it up the field over to midfield. Now from the point, a shot sent along and scooped up. John Carroll for the Friars with the shot attempt, and Jack Curran with the save. And we're back now in Friars territory with time ticking down in our first quarter. Bulldogs now near midfield, sprinting along. Pass made by Tate Lavrone. Now working behind the goal. Bryant still eyeing up their target. It's back with Lavrone at the point. Swung along up top for Liam Sullivan. Bryant continuing to look for an equalizer here as we're just getting things underway. Good save made by Providence goalie Noah DeAndre. Noah DeAndre, the new goalie for this year's club lacrosse team for the Friars. Doing some good work early in our first quarter, with the score still 1-0 in favor of Providence. Ryan LaRoque weaves at the top and swings along now inside, a look taken away. Bryant lobs it over the top. A good reception by Tommy O'Connell keeps the push up the field as O'Connell cradles his way before slinging it along to his teammate Liam Sullivan. Sullivan heads to the sideline as play continues on the field in the corner with Joseph Barwood. Barwood moving behind the net, circulating back and forth. Now he makes the pass. It's wide and scooped up. The Friars barely missing the chance to scoop it up. Luckily for Bryant, Joseph Barwood comes in and recovers it. Lobbed in over the top. Deflected, pushed around. Whistle blows. And possession goes for the Friars. Play continuing now with Providence, working it up the field. A long pass finds Jake Sherman. And Sherman, cutting back, tries to weave through, sent down to the turf. A whistle. And Jake Sherman wanted one, he got it. Friars keep possession on the attacking half of the field and hold it. Now making a move to the left from the top into the attacking zone, weaving through, a shot knocked away by the goalie for Smithfield, or for Bryant, and Jack Curran. Daniel Leader with a good opportunity there. Now the Friars right back where they were in the attacking zone with Owen Shelley moving it along now to Jack O'Leary. O'Leary passes to Ryan LaRoque, and now the Friars slow things down. Play continues now as running in aggressively is the number 9 of number 8 of Hagen Wagner. Ball out of bounds. Clock continues to tick down in our first quarter of play. The Friars getting oh so close, move it to the wing from behind the goal, still with possession. Spinning around, Wagner stutter steps, moves it off. Bryant defending for a good bit here as Providence once again looking for an opening with Jake Sherman passing off. Shot attempt, still loose out in front, and now the cover made by Curran. Again, we're doing our best to keep you in line with what's happening on the field as a glove came off of the hand of Bryant's Joseph Barwood, causing the whistle and the stoppage. No clock on the field, as the scoreboard not running for this one. Referees have it on the field. We're trying our best to have it in the booth for you. A great booth over in Bryant, as the Bulldogs looking to tie still with Thomas Fruki. Fruki goes wide. It goes out of bounds. Play continues. And at midfield, picked up. The Friars continue to try to move it along. And there we go, our first quarter in the books. Your score is 1-0 in favor of Providence after one. We'll be back shortly with second quarter action. Don't go anywhere. Things heating up on the Fans Only Sports Network between the Friars and the Bulldogs. Welcome back to the Fans Only Sports Network for second quarter action. 1-0, the Friars leading it over the Bulldogs thanks to Will Sousa tacking on one in the first quarter. A shutout first for their new goaltender in Noah DeAndre. As now the Friars attacking towards the right of our screen. The Friars had a man-up advantage during the first quarter. Didn't take advantage of the short time they had, but able to get one across in the meantime. And during our first 15, now it's with Providence once again, who are attacking, looking to get past Jack Curran for the second time. It's taken away by the Bulldogs. Long pass up the field. Eventually finds a man as it's picked up by Tanner McLaughlin. Swung along to Jason Consiglio. Now held at midfield by Mike Van Luling. Back to Consiglio as Bryant scoops it up, sends it along by corner to corner behind the goal. The Bulldogs working it forward. Get it inside. A good pass to Joe Chapata. Shot goes wide. Scooped up before it can go out of bounds, and we have a flag on the play. Referees are getting some good airtime on these flags here early. The Bulldogs continue their attack. Passed up over to Mike Van Luling. Swung along, and we have our first goal of Bryant's day. Van Luling gets it across, and we are even one apiece early on in our second quarter. The sophomore midfielder for the Bulldogs swung it across and tied things up. Plenty of game left, and the Bulldogs are back even with the Friars. So we'll swing it back to midfield for our face-off. Bulldogs defending as Ben Colucci tries to scoop it up. Colucci successfully does so now off the face-off and moves it over into the corner. Charlie Adams here at Bryant University on the call for this NCLL opening matchup. Both teams playing their first game of the season. With Jake Sherman now moving it. On the far side of the field, running in close. Now behind the goal, the Friars take a breather. Moved over, held by Jack O'Leary. We're going to get a stoppage here. Timeout taken. We'll take a timeout on our end as it's tied up one apiece after the goal-scoring effort by Mike Van Luling. We'll be back in just a few moments with game action. Timeout taken and now concluded as both teams talked things over. The Friars will have it in their attacking zone while we resume play. Starting up the clock again the Friars from the corner with Chris Nicholas. And Nicholas running in, moving it over to the corner. Now he flings the pass right out in front. Another one, and right in close proximity to shot taken, stopped by Curran. Bryant holding the ball with Billy Gardner. Gardner swings it along. He'll drop back. Fresh off the bench. Receiving the pass for the Bulldogs is Mike Van Looling. Got a well-deserved break after tying things up. Bryant takes their time as they move it now to Tate Lavrone. Lavrone dishes to Will Medeiros and gets it back now. Pass by Vincent Pesci goes up and over the head of Van Looling, out of play. Possession change, and Friars now take over the possession, and moving it behind the goal is Jack O'Leary. O'Leary found Christian Willett. Willett continues to pass it along, and Providence back behind the goal, cutting back move. Deep in the wing, passed along again. Now over to Chris McNiff. McNiff trying to fake out the defender for the Bulldogs in Vincent Pesci. Pesci not phased. McNiff pass along, and now it's with Daniel Leader who works it in. Taken away at the last moment, kicked to midfield. At midfield, picked up by Jack O'Leary for a second before he's blasted to the turf. The Friars remain in possession. Time continues to tick down in our second quarter as that shot taken by Daniel Leader goes wide. Thank you to everyone tuned in watching the Fans Only Sports Network, bringing you the NCLL live and free on this Sunday afternoon. Watching live or on demand, we appreciate your support. Check out at FO Sports with a Z at the end on Instagram or X, formerly known as Twitter, for all the updates, highlights, and information on games broadcasted here live on the Fans Only Sports Network. Jason Consiglio at the wing for Bryant. Long range out as the Bulldogs continue to take this approach on offense of slowly moving it around. Now aggressively moving in is Consiglio. Bounces out for a second. Working his way all the way around. Now thinks he has the angle. He comes in close. Takes a shot. Save made. Good job by Noah DeAndre, the goalie for Providence, to secure it. Finds his man, and the Friars are back moving the ball up the pitch. John Carroll enters in for Providence. Swings the pass to Jack O'Leary. And O'Leary, the one carrying it on the far side of the attacking zone, now moves it behind the goal. Friars bobbing and weaving, looking for a shot, knocked away. Flag on the play. Both referees letting the dirty laundry fly. And it's going to take some time away from the Bulldogs, or away from the Bulldogs, as I believe, yes, Mike Van Looling sent off. It's a man-up advantage for Providence once again. The Friars back on a man advantage. Only for a few seconds more as we're back to even action. A second chance on the man up for Providence, and now a hard shot taken by Jack O'Leary goes wide. Put a lot of effort in that sidearm shot attempt. Produces no result, and the Friars look like they'll keep possession. Jack Curran came out to throw it in for Bryant, but referees give Providence the possession, and the Friars are right back on the attack. So Providence must have had the closest player to it. Another hard shot attempt taken. Another save made. Jack O'Leary once again whipping it across. Curran defended closely, now moved out to the outside with Jack Carney. And Bryant goes high on that pass as the Bulldogs scoop it back up and move into the attacking zone. Bulldogs take their time as Van Luling comes off the bench to receive the pass. It's still tied up, one apiece. We're approaching halftime here as Bryant moves it along to Will Medeiros. Setting things up from behind the goal. Bulldogs lose the possession as play continues with Providence now working from their own end. The Friars back on the attack as Jake Sherman passes it along up to Ryan LaRoque. LaRoque holds and now finds a man, passing it off over to Hagen Wagner. Wagner cutting back, now moving through the middle, passes behind the goal, sent over into the wing. Looking for a target, Ryan LaRoque draws a flag, and play continues with Wagner holding. Wagner takes the shot, he fires. And another good stop by goalie Jack Curran, the sophomore goalie for the Bulldogs. Let up one goal in our first quarter. Clean sheet through the second so far. Passed up, centered off, and sent over. Now back with Owen Shelley. Shelley moves once again to LaRoque. LaRoque to the corner, back to LaRoque, wing side. And LaRoque again. The one controlling things, fakes the pass, takes the shot, it goes wide. Curran wanted the call for possession, did not get it. Providence keeps it in the attacking zone. They were after it, chasing hard, and their offensive attempt will continue as they look for the go-ahead goal. Wagner moves along, Wagner back with it. Wagner in the red helmet as he passes off. Back at the wing with Wagner. Into the corner. Pass bounding off the stick. Now picked back up. Carried by Dylan DeRizo. DeRizo moves it over to the X. Behind the goal, weaving through, keeping possession, spin around try. Unable to get it to go. Jake Sherman working aggressively, working to do it himself. Goes out of play. And Providence continues to hold possession through it going out of bounds. Getting in close. And Providence takes the lead. The Friars get it done for the second time here. As DeRizo, the man to do it. Dylan DeRizo, our second goal scorer for Providence's day. And once again, it's the Bulldogs who trail. We'll set it right back up at the center field. The face-off gives possession to Bryant, handled there by Will Medeiros in the corner. The Bulldogs got their first goal from Mike Van Luling, and they need a second one to tie once again. But that will do it for our first half of action. 2-1 is your score. The Friars taking a late lead in our second quarter to bring us into halftime with a Providence lead. We'll be back on the other side with second half action from Bernier Stadium on Bryant University's campus. Welcome back out of halftime. Your score, 2-1, favoring Providence. A late second quarter goal was scored by Dylan DeRizo to put the Friars back out in front after the Bulldogs tied it up earlier in the quarter. Now Bryant back to trailing and back to attacking to the left of your screen, with the Friars attacking to the right of your screen with the Friars heading to the left as they win the opening faceoff out of halftime, and play kicks up on a fast start out of our intermission. Providence holds in midfield and passes along from John Carroll. The Friars in the corner. Swinging it along, handled at the wing. Carter DePiero. DePiero passes off, finds Owen Shelley. And Shelley, with his back to the goal, trying to work his way free. A flag on the play. Play will continue with Jake Sherman. Shot going high and wide, out of play. The Friars will keep possession. And we're going to get a 1-minute man up. Play resuming now. And for a minute, it'll be man up Providence. Shot sent along wide. Possession will stay with Providence. Still some snow around the outskirts of the field. Most of it, however, melting away over the past couple of days. It's been pretty nice and warm. The minute man-up advantage just about wearing off as the Friars look to score here, with Sherman passing outside. Shot attempt knocked away by Curran. Curran standing in there, using his stick to push it off out of bounds. Another attempt. Another deflection out of bounds. No longer a man up. The Friars retain possession. As we keep the clock rolling here. Moved along to the wing. Brandon Lombardo. Lombardo stops up at the wing, loses possession. The Bulldogs now in their own end. With the ball over to Jack Carney. Stopped up at midfield. Friars now taking it back on the attack with Sherman leading the way. Jake Sherman. A two-way threat for the Friars. Been busy on both ends today. Providence now weaving through and getting it to go. Providence back with another score. This one courtesy of Daniel Leader. And they have advanced up to a 3-1 lead. Three to 1 as it stands in our third quarter. Back at center field with a face-off. Possession given to the Bulldogs, who now trail by 2. Biggest goal differential either way. Game started 1-0, then moved to 1-1. Now it's 2 unanswered for Providence. Thank you to everyone tuned in our third quarter of action, live or on demand. Watching the Fans Only Sports Network as centered up out in front. A good opportunity. Doesn't provide a score. Providence with some strong defending as they bring it up over to midfield. Now cleanly scooped up. The Friars find Sherman. And Sherman looked for Shelley. The pass draws Jack Curran out of goal. And Curran now from behind his net flicks it into the midfield area. Now long pass by the Bulldogs. Can't connect. Goes off the stick of Van Luling. And will be left out of bounds on the sideline for the Friars. Providence working through their goalie, moving it up. Colin McElroy lobs it up. There's a flag on the play. Action continuing here with Tommy Quinn. Tommy Quinn now all the way behind the net of Curran. Looking for a man out in front. The Friars itching for their 4th goal, 3rd unanswered, as they work it through the offensive zone, now bounding back to midfield, looking over their targets. The Friars with Sherman passing off, finding Will Sousa, the opening goal scorer here this evening. Back to Sherman, a shot taken and denied at the doorstep. With the ball going out of bounds into the corner. And Bryant once again, a man down here. As with the stoppage, the flag picked up, and it'll be a man advantage again for Providence. Providence works it around. Loose in the attacking zone. It's scooped up by Sousa. Will Sousa makes it inside, and now the collision gets things loose, and play no longer a man up as that big hit got some pushing and shoving going on. And some players coming off the Bryant sideline. That was a big collision. Things getting back under control here now. Referee's quick to intervene. Pretty good crowd here at Bjorn Stadium. Fans filling up the bleachers closest to our broadcast booth. You can only imagine what this place will look like starting on March 16th with the opening of the Rhode Island Football Club's season. They're approaching a sellout for their home opener versus Mexico City FC. And it looks like they'll have an exciting season on their hands as they sign the reigning MVP of the league that they play in. The Rhode Island FC play in the USL Championship League, and they have the reigning MVP on their squad, gearing up for that matchup versus New Mexico United. It's going to be an inaugural match as they play their first season from Bryant Stadium before moving, or at least hopefully the plan is to move to their waterfront stadium as soon as next season. We'll see how that goes as the Friars move it from Sousa to Sherman. To the corner, a shot taken, deflects wide. Owen Shelley with an opportunity. Not much of an angle, but he tried to make it work. It stays with Providence as they send it back into play. Sousa passes along, a shot taken. Save made, falling backwards. Curran keeps it clean and keeps the ball out of the goal. Shot sent past. It will go out of bounds, sticking with Providence. Time ticking down in our third quarter of play. And whipped across, a hard shot, diving into the goal. Not enough for Curran to stop it. The Friars are back in the scoring column, and Will Sousa has his second. Sousa shot that ball with so much power that Curran had no choice, but as he tried to stop it, he fell into his own net. But that was all based off of Sousa loading up and firing one in. Now the Friars, with 3 unanswered goals, head back to the face-off circle as play continues here. Bryant Stadium with Providence itching for another with Sherman. Bryant still a man down after that altercation. A Sherman shot, a score! Jake Sherman. Goal number 5 for this Providence squad, who have scored twice now on the man up. Play resuming once again from the center field. Moved along, the Friars are in a groove now offensively. Owen Shelley handling it. Shelley passing off to the newly joining the fray, number 20 belonging to Daniel Leader. We're back to even action. No more man-up advantage. Providence inching into the attacking zone. Sousa takes another rip at it. It's saved and deflected out towards midfield where the Bulldogs chase it forward. Flag on the play. Ball will roll out. And it's going to go against Providence. It's going to go against Sherman. And it's going to be Sherman who heads to the sideline. Into the penalty box he goes. The Bulldogs with a man-up opportunity here. Play resumes with the Bulldogs a man up. Bryant answers back. They are back on the board, back in the scoring column here. And the Bulldogs finally stop the bleeding just a little bit here. 5-2. The Friars still lead. Works. Harry Filowski with the score, the second of the game for the Bulldogs. As now we'll have a timeout taken before we resume action here on the Fans Only Sports Network. 5-2 is your score. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Fans Only Sports Network for our final quarter of action. 5-2 is your score. A last second score by the Bulldogs to stop 4 unanswered goals by Providence as Friars control possession. Off the face-off to open our fourth quarter. Providence with Ben Colucci. Colucci passes over. Tossed over the top, and now Providence working through, going behind the goal. Double teamed is P.J. Cronin as Providence remains a man down. Slinging a shot shorthanded, Cronin misses the mark. And now Providence in their own end, back and forth, passed along. Jake Sherman stays, being the man down here at the start of our fourth quarter. Again, there's no clock on the field on the scoreboard, so we're doing our best on our end to keep you up to date. We're back in midfield with Dylan DeRizo taking his time. Now DeRizo approached by the Bryant defense as Vincent Pesci comes near, and DeRizo sprinting behind the goal, cutting back, looks for his target at the wing and finds P.J. Cronin. Now Cronin will head behind the goal, and two players defending on Cronin. Once again, Cronin swarmed. Flag on the play. Action continues with P.J. Cronin holding possession. The Friars spinning back as Owen Shelley rubs off the defender, and now holds it at midfield. Now a near shot try and a score. The Friars with PJ Cronin getting it in from close range and increasing their lead. They lead it now 6-2. The Friars are no longer a man down, and they quickly get that goal back that they gave up to end the third quarter. 6-2 is your score as we return to center field for a face-off. We have the clock running on our end only because last quarter it seemed like we were keeping up with the field action and it had 5 minutes remaining when the period ended. So we'll try to keep it as close to in line with the game action as possible, as Bryant's granted possession before we can get a real face-off going at center field, and they'll hold it with Drew Dubois. Dubois passes and heads to the sideline. Continuing the attack is Thomas Frusi. Passed off, it will go to the sideline out of bounds. Thank you to everyone tuned in, watching the Fans Only Sports Network to its conclusion, live or on demand. Thank you for supporting the Fans Only Sports Network as up the field, Providence is back in the attacking zone, going from the corner to the wing, and it's Tommy Condon who travels from the wing to the point before passing away. The Friars taking their time, backstepping behind the goal. Cutting back and looking for the slot pass. A shot by Condon goes wide. He had a good chance after a good pass, but couldn't get it to go. Now possession swung over from the corner, now up to the wing at the point, handled by Hagen Wagner. Wagner, spin move, moves forward, now behind in the X, passed along to DeRizo. DeRizo, still with possession at the wing, swings it over. DeRizo to Condon. And a hard shot attempt and a score. The Friars are rolling here with goal number 7. Number 19, Carter DiPiero. Goal 7 for Providence's day. And the Friars, a commanding lead here in the fourth quarter. They scored once in the first quarter, once in the second quarter, and the second half has produced 5 scores. It was a big third quarter with 3 goals coming across. And already they're back up with another 2. Providence looks for their target. They find it as Brandon Lombardo makes the pass. Lombardo gets it back now. Lombardo takes a couple steps, a couple weaves, a shot try, and a good save. Jack Curran gets the net up and catches it before it can reach home. The Friars pushed off into the midfield area. Scooped up by number 99, Justin Villanueva. And our latest goal scorer now handling possession with Carter DiPiero at the wing, moving it up towards midfield. Beautiful day in the stands or in the booth. Currently 37 degrees, but with the sun feels great. And it's another goal score by Providence. The Friars continue to add on here with goal number 8. Number 99, Justin Villanueva. And we're back to midfield for the face-off. And this game was close heading into halftime. It is not that way any longer. Our fourth quarter in its final half, as the Friars have taken over things quickly in this final quarter. Providence inching closer at the wing, wrapping around and getting it in. It's another score for Providence, and they're fired up for goal number 9 as the Friars get it done again with Christian Willett scoring it, as the scoring has been spread out for Providence today. 2 goals came from Will Souza, but past him, it's been offensive display all across the roster. The Friars ready for the face-off. Friars winning the face-off quickly, moving it right back on the attack. A huge collision. And a score by the Friars immediately after, and it will count for goal number 10. Providence not distracted by the massive hit delivered. Score their 10th. And the Friars have been putting it on in this final quarter, and they continue to do so. Goal number 10. They're coming quicker than you can take a breath. You blink, you'll miss it. They're out in front once again. Referees now discussing things over at midfield. And celebration on the sideline should mean that we're going to head to midfield for another face-off. And that's where we will be. So the goal stands. 10-2 is your score. As play resumes with a Friars face-off win. And Matt Kelleher bringing the ball back into the attacking zone. Kelleher weaves around, passes off, and finds Christian Willett. Willett scored our 9th goal just minutes ago. And looks for another one there, going high to reach out and grab it. Jack Curran stops it. Curran held the Friars to 2 goals in the first half. They've added on 8 more in our second half of play. Play resumes in Providence's territory with the Friars going back and forth. Weaving back and forth, and Providence has another goal. 11-2 as Carter DiPiero gets his second. And with Bryant still a man down, the Friars add on another. Providence moves it as they're not done scoring yet. Friars pushed off out of bounds. It will stick with Providence as DiPiero brings it in, and Providence with a low ball bouncing, scooped back up by the Friars, still with possession as Christian Willett holds it at the wing, moves to the corner, back to Willett, the shot ringing off. It won't go in. It will go to midfield on the ricochet. Pass up and over, misses everything. Stutter step by the Bulldog as Vincent Pesci enters in for Bryant, who's been stifled this period. Won't get one here. Ball goes out of bounds in favor of Providence, but it won't matter. That will do it for this one. Your final score, 11-2. The Friars take it over the Bulldogs. Thank you to everyone who tuned in watching the Fans Only Sports Network for this offensive outburst by Providence. 11-2 is your final. 2 scores by Will Sousa as well as 2 scores by Carter DiPiero. Puts this one in the books. The matchup between 2 Rhode Island NCLL schools. The Friars take it. 11-2 is your final. Thank you to everyone who tuned in watching. I'm Charlie Adams, alongside my cameraman, Larry In. Have a great rest of your day. We hope to see you join us on the Fans Only Sports Network sometime soon. But until then, we say goodbye. 11-2 is your final. We'll see you soon.